G'day, friends. Below here, and today I am super excited to be back in Lord of the Rings Online, where I will be carrying on my mission of completing 100% of the Legacy of Morgoth content. So last time we made our way, finally unlocked all the quests here in Gelbaru. So we're gonna pick up here with Amalibi and carry on.
Is there something you need?
We must foment the aggression these two Ordokai captains harbor toward one another. The response to Jumbahawk needs to be subtle and pointed, a slight so cutting that Jumbahawk commits too much to bringing down Cardu. I would like you to discuss this with Nangar and Jirush. I think the best action is a personal response from Cardu. For this, however, we will need to enlist other members of Jirush. Go west along the road to Jirush and tell Nangar of our plan and gain his guidance. Okay, back to Jirush.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
You share the details of your excursion with Amalibi, with Nangar. He ponders for a long moment. I believe our leader is correct. The response should be personal, a slight against Jumbahawk from Cardu presented plainly and openly. It must be something that outs the former as a scoundrel to his men. The unrest within Jumbahawk's ranks ensures no choice but retaliation. Seek Zidimil's counsel on the best ink for an Urdakai curse. While you undertake the collection of whatever Zidimil requires, I will discuss with the other elders. Our time to unite is and rise is nigh.
It is a new day.
A curse, you say? A true curse, or a curse of words. These are very different. If you desire a curse of words, use scorpion blood. It is accurate. The blood burns papyrus rather than staining it like ink. When dry, it looks like caked blood. The meaning of letters written in such a manner is unmistakable hatred. I know the method to distill the blood in this manner. I will need 8 drams of their blood. The scorpions wander the arid lands northwest of Jirush, or the cages of the buried quarry to the northwest. Alright, time to go scorpion hunting. And of course, you know what? We're gonna take this stable to Zaduru.
Today is a good day.
Scorpion. They're gonna be up there. No? Oh, and this little crag. Ah, stupid buffalo. Return scorpion blood to the mill at Jirush. Gonna use my port and pop over to see Zidamel.
It is a new day.
Yes, yes, these will do nicely. A moment, please. Zidamel adds blood to a crucible, mixes in an herb, and applies heat. He stirs briefly and then tilts the crucible, emptying its contents into an inkwell. Take this, Miloa. I've done my part. Now, please leave me. I want to know more of what is to come. I've a higher calling for which to prepare. You are to speak with Malgat now.
Today is a good day.
I did not expect aid from the north, Maloa. It is humbling that you are willing to do so, much for people you hardly know. Traveling caravans often look to make a little extra coin, and the Uruk-hai have coin to spare. I will admit in the past I have directed others to take work from Kardu. He is fond of posting bounties for pelts or meat from the desert-dwelling beasts. You will find them on the pilings and the bitterns surrounding his encampment in the southeast. Collect one and return it to me so that I can validate the writing is in his hand. Easiest thing to do is just to follow the road. We're just gonna head straight and click on that bouncy board. Almost there. And there's the bounty posting. Read the posting if you wish. For the recovery and delivery of jackal pelts, lizards' hides, and the heads of poisonous snakes from the desert, I will pay 2 slices of silver for every 5 delivered to me at the gates of my camp. Let's hand that note to Malgut so he can see if he can copy the note, well, copy the handwriting. Here you go.
Today is a good day.
Unmistakable, yes? He signed the document himself. He refuses to pass work like this to his subordinates. He is a very predictable man. Likely that predictability is the precise reason for Jambahawk's easy removal of Kardu. I am pleased the rebellion has found a method to turn the men against one another. Now we must all execute our parts. Take this letter to Nangar. He awaits you at his home.
What say you, traveler?
Your assistance is welcome by all the elders now. Each prepares for the coming strife before our freedom. You have the ink, and you have the writing example. Take these to Galame. He will write the letter to spark the fire to engulf our enemy and open the way to our freedom.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
Galami studies the posting. I can match the writing, both in script and tone. However, I cannot match this papyrus. It is a finer craft than I have access to here in Jirush. Good fortune, though, Maloa. North in Amberul, there is a papyrus farmer named Sulmur. The quality of her papyrus matches this posting. I expect the Ordekai captains purchased it from her. Go to her and collect a sheaf of papyrus and return it to me. I can then pen a response that will incite a battle between the northern and southern encampments. Okay, we helped her run previously. So we'll go. No, not Jacksonville. I want to go to Iridir. There we go. And her home is right out here. Oh, no. Don't want to be in the fence. There we go. Hey, Silmer. I need your help, please.
It is a new day.
You explain your need to Silmer. She hands you a sheaf of papyrus. Hang on. Just had to take out the trash. If we are to know freedom, we must band together. I cannot head south to aid the khudi, but I can supply you with a small amount of my papyrus. Tell those who fight in the south, should we drive our enemy out first, they will have our swords. Should they prevail, I beg they bring theirs to the north to aid us, and when we are free, I shall expect their patronage. Galami, I got the paper.
Is there something you need?
Silmar's papyrus is impeccable. When we are free of the Ordekai and trade resumes in earnest, she will have my coin. Give me a moment, and I will pen a decisive letter to start a conflict. Galame works quickly and quietly, then hands a letter to you written in Ordekim. Nangar will need to trust me. The letter carries more weight if it is in Ordekin. I pledge, on my life, these words will drive the captains to blows.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
Trust? Nangar smiles weakly. If I pass this letter to Amalibi, and the words written by Galami are a warning to Urdak, then we are all as good as dead. He pauses. If I pass this letter to Amalibi, and the words written do incite the captains to violence, we may know freedom in my lifetime. He pauses again. My heart is heavy, and my mind swirls with myriad possibilities. He hands the letter back to you. Deliver the letter, Miloa. I vouch for Galami. We must trust one another. All of us. Amalibi is back in Galpuru. So let's stable over.
Today is a good day.
What say you, traveler?
Amalibi takes the letter and looks it over. What is this, Miloa? I cannot understand this. Nangar places his trust in a translator who served the Ordokai. Can we be so sure this is not some communication to doom us all? She closes her eyes. You utter one word in response. Trust. Trust? Yes, I trusted you. So I shall trust Galame.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
Our liberation is at hand. This letter will draw the two captains into a conflict that will weaken their number and provide us with the opening we need to lay them low. Go to the encampment north of Jirish, post this on the gates, then take this horn, find a place to hide, blow it, and wait for the reaction of the soldier who finds it. Then return to me with what you have learned. Post the inciting letter outside the Ordokai camp. Now I gotta find a good spot. Ah, here we go. Letter posted. Now I gotta hide again. Hate hiding. Can never find a good spot. Maybe these bushes? Nope. Still have to be able to see it. What about here? Behind this tree? Nope. That shows further down. You are concealed from the gates of Orthokai camp. Too visible here. Alright, hiding behind this bush. Let's blow the horn. Return to Amalibi. I'm just glad I've got the maps.
Nico, it is good to see you.
What say you, traveler?
You recount the soldier's actions at the encampment. Nothing more than Jamba Hawk's name? She looks concerned. I do not understand what this means. I do not know what reaction I expected, but our scouts say there is no movement from either encampment. She sighs. We have done all we can. Please accept this with my thanks. Return to me from time to time. Perhaps the anger will seethe and grow into something. New title? Aid to khud zagin. Deed completed. Nice. We got a couple of quests here now.
This valley belongs to the Shagani and no one else.
Whether you stay in khud zagin or move onward, know your efforts in our land will be remembered and spoken of, as is our tradition. She pauses. For all you've done here, I wonder, will you do more for the Shagana? In the east, in imhular, a warlord rises above all others. She presses the enemy at Kur Anzar and consolidates forces to her banner like a warrior queen of old. She stirs the hearts of the oppressed, and I would go to her were I not pledged to avenge my fallen family. If you seek to aid the Shagana, go east across the bridge of Danagir and find Numuru, first lieutenant to the woman who would unite us. He will welcome your aid. Okay, so that's leading us off to the next location. Let's see what
Is
the
there
other one
something you
is.
need?
Seeking more aid. Amalibi appears frustrated. We hoped the response from Jumbahawk or Kader would be swift. Alas, both captains consolidate their positions rather than risking further hostility. Their inaction creates unease. We could ask you to press our enemies harder and push for all-out warfare, or we can seek more allies. We chose the latter. We wonder if you will act as our emissary to the elves in the south at Shonith. They will no longer speak to us, and we do not know why. Their last oasis lies far to the southwest, deep within the crags. Will you seek them out? Alright, so we've got 3 quests in Shonith now. So that's where we're gonna head. We'll go finish up this. Come on. Ah, he made me dismount. May as well get on my war steed. Go faster. Hmm, I remember. The entrance is this way. There's a narrow little gap you gotta thread through to get to the um elves. Okay. Should be in the clear now. Let's follow the road to the right.
Is there no end to our troubles?
We know the plight of the men who dwell in the wastes of khud. I cannot pledge to any cause of man, not while we struggle to maintain what little we can of the natural world. Do you not see the horror growing all around you? Do you not see that this is the last vestige of us in the world? No, we struggle to live our own lives. We can spend no effort to aid those men.
I cannot muster the strength.
Okay. Our fate lies here in this oasis. Once our number covers this region with splendor and wonder, we will not fade without trying to restore what we lost. To the northwest there is a remnant of our own, one of our oases. The, desis- the desiccated trees appear dead. They are dormant. Some seeds still live. Where once we walked, our keepsake remains. If you would collect some of those sleeping seeds and remnants of our past and return them to me, I shall be grateful. Seeds from the dead oasis. Okay, it's back there. Let's see what Sigilith has to say.
This is Tharashil, and she is the leader of the kintai who dwell here at the oasis of Shonith.
She has welcomed the two of us here, so long as we disturb not her people. I told her you met with Shantar, warden of a grove in the northern Amberul, and she is interested to hear how he fares.
I am called Tharashil, and it is true that I lead the Adurhid clan of the kintai.
There were many more of us in years past, but now we move from grove to grove, seeking to forestall the encroaching decay and death that threatens them all. With our ministrations here, I hope to maintain shonith against the spread of the dust sea that we of the Kinai name Lithashar. It is good to hear that Shantar remains at the grove he tends, for he was a dear friend to me in years now gone, before the Ordekai dried the river and spoiled the lands hereabout. To understand our people, as you of the Eldar say you wish to, you must understand our work. I ask that you walk north, closer to the edge of this rise, and look over Shonith. Perhaps then you will know why we of the Kintai feel so strong about this work to which we are called. Okay. Looks like the blue marker is right there. Is there a way up, or doesn't look like there is another way up? So probably gotta go down. Nope, hang on. Yeah, only way is down. No, heading the wrong way. Here's a good place. Look. It says walk closer to the edge, maybe where I was at. Shonith is green and thriving in stark contrast to the desert beyond the encircling rocks.
Now you see the difficulty of our charge, friends.
The Kintai fight to preserve what we can among the wastes. Even as the circle of our influence grows ever smaller, even the greenery that used to thrive now withers and dies, and the desert creeps ever closer. Much of this land was covered with the great forest in ages past, the emerald wood of Nisigrim. The very oldest of my people cursed the name of the great enemy Morgoth, whose servants hewed the trees and devastated the land, turning large tracts of the emerald wood into desert. But that was long ago, and those elders of my people faded even before my birth. The work of the kintai helped to restore some measure of the emerald wood, coaxing life from the barren stones and ensuring it could live before they moved on. The kintai became a wandering people, moving from place to place, tending to the groves throughout Shagana, but still they named the emerald wood of Nisigim their home. Stories of Nisigim's beauty seem now an impossible dream. When the Empire of Ordek dried the rivers and came north, their invasion parched the land and caused a great drought that withered cropland and forest alike. A terrible blight befell the trees of Nisigim, turning them as hard as stone. The forest is now become Adigim, the corpse hold, and we of the Kintai now name ourselves Avabar Kintai, the elves without a home. That has not changed our mission, friends, but like others who dwell in these lands, we accept whatever help may be offered. If you will bring us sansifter meat and bird feathers from the creatures of khud, you will help the Kintai with their efforts. There is a coffer among the pavilions north of the water in which you may leave the items you gather for us. Well, I'm here. Let's go. uh, There was another ring over here. A shami. Yeah.
What say you, traveler?
As I said before, my father's beliefs are profound. She manages to smile. Rafus recounted the tale. It was a good story. I fought against the demon and nearly won. You both arrived to find that Allah had gravely wounded, rending my body to restore itself. Together you levied blows against it until it stirred no more. You took the head. Alas, there was nothing left of me. Rafu said my father accepted his words, cited portents he had seen, and called a fawn a sign of my rebirth. I am free to my fate, thanks to you both.
Is there something you need?
Rafu suggests a celebration for all of us, a meal, a smoke, and a talk of the future. I hope you will join us. Maloa, please come sit with me. And Ashami, we have much to discuss. Ashami, how is it you know the elves in Shonith? My mother, Mashuli, was a trader long before my father. Like me, she was independent. She traded with the elves. Lathagwid, one of the elves, taught her to move through shadows, a skill she taught me. This is how you concealed yourself from us in Umberwool. Yes, that and my knowledge of the land. My mother brought me to Shonith when I reached 10 summers and introduced me to Lathagwid. She became like another member of the family to me. When my mother met the headsman's axe, I ran here rather than returning to my father. It was the first cruelty I visited upon him. It was not his fault. My mother traded in secrets. She kept them, even from my father. The Ordekai discovered she was working to preserve the woods, informing the elves of khud, helping to disrupt harvesting operations. There was no saving her. I knew that, even as a child. I am so sorry, Ashami. There is no need for sorrow. Lethigwood protected me and gave me a gift. My mother often mentioned my father's superstitions. She gave me Mashuli, the deer you rescued. I wove a tale for my father. The deer was my mother reborn. I had found it while wandering in the fertile lands northwest of Jirush, and he believed it, of course. If he believed the deer was your mother returned, why did he send it to Ambarul to be sacrificed for future trades? Asami chuckles. That was a tale I told to gain favor in Ambarul. The truth is, my father gave Mashuli to a charlatan, claiming he could free my mother's spirit. He gave Mashuli to the man freely, unaware she carried a fawn in her belly. You went to Umberul to save the fawn in Mashuli's belly? Yes. My father and I fought after he sent the deer north. I did not tell him about Mashuli's pregnancy, and he accused me and my anger of being a thrall to the Aladi of the Grove. His superstitions are profound. Fearing Mashuli taken to Umbar, I began searching along Telperion's wall, for witnessed the arrival of your expedition. I thought the North had come to invade. I watched and learned. To be truthful, I would never have recovered Mashuli without your intervention. Why? Servals. They terrify me. My father kept one as a pet, and it bit and scratched me when I was a child. They are fearsome, Rafus chuckles. Terrifying. Rafus and Ashami acknowledged you and continue conversing. There is a new arrival. Lethigwood.
May nature's blessings find you.
Greetings, friends. I am Lethigwood. I wanted to thank you and to save you from what would become inescapable. It is fascinating to watch a watered seed germinate, but also tedious. Once our part is done, it is best to let them be. It is up to the seed to strive and grow. Let them speak.
Umbar is a free city at last.
We talked late into the night, my friend, long after you departed. Ishami convinced me our destinies lie east, toward Kur Anzar. There is a warrior there, said to be a hero reborn. She fights for the future of this land. Since my arrival in Shagana, this is the call I have heard. I have found my path. Now I must walk it. Thank you for all your help along the way. I hope to see you again. Okay. Let's go to Jirish. It's gonna be the quickest. And let's start with Fading Not Faded. I don't know why those aren't showing up in my mini map. The relics. Collect oasis seeds from the dead oasis. Here's some seeds and the keepsakes. Wonder if these guys drop any. Probably not. These are definitely a new type of shade. Okay. We got all of those. Now, let's get out of here and go get some sand sifters. Oh, I do need birds. Missing required key. Now I just need sand sifters, and they're only in this green zone, so. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to take a quick bio. Let's carry on. Let's go find these sand sifters. Leave the meat and feathers in the coffer to the north of the water and shonith. Okay. I wonder if there's like a shortcut through there. Let's go look. As opposed to going all the way around. There's the green trees. Okay, yeah, so there is a shortcut through there. I have to say, I'm really surprised that I've not found a stable yet. There's the kintai coffer. This way. Yay! We found it. Thrashil.
Thank you for helping provide some meat and feathers for us, friends.
Each of them will sustain the kintai who tend the grove here in their own way. The meat for food and the feathers for fletching for our arrows. Sometimes we lose sight of the need for such tasks as these, with our eyes always upon the importance of our overall charge.
I have something to ask of Tharashil, but I fear it may be considered impolite.
Ooh, a vivid essence. Nice.
I have seen a number of elves sitting or standing at various locations around the grove, their eyes open but unaware of their surroundings.
Is this a manner of restful sleep among the kintai?
Your friend's question is not impolite. The ways of the kintai may seem unusual to others.
As the ways of the Eldar seem to us. The Rashil rests a finger upon her cheek, considering how best to explain this practice of her people. My people awoke as did other elves, but we did not follow Taknun the hunter when he led the others on the long road west. The Kintai chose to stay in these lands, for they were filled with natural beauty, and Taknun's destination seemed unknown and frightening to us. We were unwilling to follow him there, and for that the Eldar gave us an insulting name. I will not speak it here. Instead, the Kintai name ourselves Tarthai, those who remained. We dwelt in the emerald wood of Nisigim, as I have told you, and despite the harm caused there by Morgoth's servants, and finished more recently by the Empire of Ordak, we never felt the Eldar's desire to travel the westward road. The place you name Valinor is not open to us, and we want it not.
Because my people are not drawn to Valinor, the eldest among them were very old during the later years of the Second Age.
Their weariness of the world was so great that some of these Kintai began to fade, falling into trances while their bodies passed away to dust. This was not the end. Though their material bodies were gone, their spirits were free to wander as wraiths, which we of the Kintai name Vairi. Some of the Vairi wander invisibly throughout the lands in which they once walked, whispering on the wind but unable to make clear their wishes. Others who feel a strong bond with a particular location have been known to become guardians of the oases and groves throughout Chagana. If a Kenta feels such a strong connection during their lifetime, he or she may prepare to undergo the fading process at one of these beloved locations. The trance-like state of trothal that precedes fading may take only a short time, or it may take much longer. Some of the Kintai you see here at Shonith have been preparing themselves to fade for years. When one of the Kintai finally enters trothal at one of our groves, it is our custom to fashion a veroth around them. The verothi may be difficult for you to understand. Perhaps you would like to speak to Aiturshan about his aspects of the fading process. He will appreciate the company. Look for him on the easternmost island in the water. You may reach it by use of the bridges. Let's also turn in fading, not faded.
Is there no end to our troubles? How can I bear this pain?
There are two in my care who suffer as they fade. Aitershun can no longer wield a blade or move freely outside the oasis. The other, Philidel, can no longer leave the spot where she sits. Each looks to me to fulfill a wound or oath to be at peace before they fade. I have not the heart to tell them there is nothing I can do. I wonder, will you assist them? Eitershun is found in the central island, and Fildal can be found on the island closest to the shore. Let's go do the fading first. I guess I could have used the bridges. Oh well. We'll go for a swim. Eh, this one's closer. Which one's this? Philadol.
How can I bear this pain?
I know Thurishil has no time for me or Eitershun. I am touched she sent you to aid me and him. She does not know the weight I carried out of the old oasis to the west. My mother was there still. She will dwell there forever, as I will in this oasis. I left her to fate, rooted, as I am now, to a spot she could not depart. The wrathful spirits swarmed her as she fell to final slumber, and I left. I did not look back. Now, friend, I want to claim something of hers. Her tomb's location will be obvious. Her necklace is there. I should like to know that some of the wrathful spirits there met a final fate. Guess that's where we were earlier. Let's go talk to these other two. See if they likewise have quests to carry on with. Here's Eitershun. The kintai of Eitershun sways slightly within the bowl of this red-leaved sarlash. You introduce yourself to Eitershun and await his response.
Be not afraid, friends. The process is a natural one.
Eitershun breathes deeply, seemingly unconcerned with the tree limbs that surrounded him. You tell him that Therishil wanted him to tell you about something called a Veroth? This is mine, my friend. You might call a Veroth a tree tomb. My people weave the red-leaved sarlash trees around the body of a kinta who has begun to fade, and from then on the two grow together. When the kinta has at last become the dust, the Veroth remembers the shape of the body and serves as a memorial to the faded one. The ritual preparation of the Veroth binds the kinta to the grove in which it grows, and his spirit can then watch over the place he so loved. Concerned, you ask Eitershun if you have hindered his process of fading with your questions. He smiles. Trouble yourself not, my friends. I am not afraid to fade, as some among my kind may be, but I find myself appreciating even short conversations as this as my time approaches. They become less frequent as every day passes. Oops. Thereshil does too much. I am pleased she found you. I will tell you my tale and leave you a choice. Once, long ago, I made an oath to a man at a Kanag north of this oasis. I made this oath after he risked his life for mine, when an Ordekai soldier cast me from my oryx while I rode across the wild. When the man called me to see my depth through, I was unable. He perished at the hands of the Ordekai. I have mourned his passing and my failure since. He walks the ruins of the Kanag north and west of here, and I would see him set to rest. I give this gift of water. Take this gift to his spirit. Okay. Let's go back and talk to Tharashul. Oh, here's another quest. Ooh. Daggertas. And a quartermaster.
What do you need? Lidath Mat.
We have forgotten more songs than we remember, and soon we shall sing no more. We safeguarded these lands for a reason long ago, but we cannot recall why or how. Our time ends, but we are not without hope. The natural order comes undone all around us, and it is all we can do to sustain what bastions remain. We plan for an unclear future, fully aware we will not be part of it. We ask you the impossible. We invite you to support us, though we cannot support you in kind. Through Durlan and Elidal will speak more about our requests, should you desire to help.
What do you need?
Our gifts are not the usual bounty you find from men. While trappings are necessary to survive in the wild, we tend to use our abilities to coexist with our surroundings rather than destroy or harvest them for personal purposes or gain. We will share our knowledge and gifts with those worthiest of them. Ensure that you speak with Tridarlan.
May nature's blessings find you.
Dagras carries the weight of many losses with her, and is slow to believe there is good in the world. I believe there is still good and hope. Your willingness to speak with me shows me this is not untrue. Our numbers thin, this is true, but our duty remains. We seek harmony with the natural world and will work to maintain careful balance. Your aid in restoring and maintaining all things natural and pure will draw us closer and earn what gifts we can afford to provide. Please ensure you speak with Alidal.
How can I help?
We shall honor your efforts if you honor our place. The world grows darker, and we only hope to bring more light before we can no longer see. We will not beg your assistance. We will reward your kindness with our own. We are the adurhid. In the common tongue, we are called the oasis elves, or kintai. A fitting name. Now you know us. Will you help us? Let's see what task boards they have. Time to turn in some tasks. Oh, got to pick up the task at hand. Okay, we reached the limit for today. Next, let's see. Oath to a man. It's in the thieves' cut. Alright, off to gibberish. Deliver the oasis water. The shade halts its moaning and looks at your gift. Water? Water was his pledge. Water was his oath. He did not come when I called. I thirsted. I choked on the sand. I died. Now, as he passes from the world, he fulfills his oath. The spirit tilts the water back as if drinking. As I fade, so shall he. I can rest, finally. Let's go find that necklace next. It's a bit of a ride. Come here, Callista. Where is that necklace? There it is. Necklace found. We still need to kill 3 more shades. Now let's ride back and return this.
Leave me alone, outsider.
A tear falls from her eye. This means the world to me, friend. You are selfless. I have no words but ones of thanks for what you did for me. And let's go let Aiterson know that the oath is fulfilled. All is as it should be. He is right. I made an oath to that man. I made an oath that I did not honor, and so I needed to make amends before I could fade. And I have, thanks to you. Return to Therashul. Tell her I am prepared.
How can I bear this pain?
I did not know the depth of the pain that Philidel held, or the depth of Aitrshan's oath. Your assistance gives me pause, friend. I believe there is something we can do for the men of khud.
How can I bear this pain?
You are generous and kind. I misjudged you upon your arrival. Your selfless acts are indicative of a noble spirit. I see the wisdom of the men of khud in sending you as their latest emissary. I am bound to my people, our land, and our fate. I cannot pledge an alliance. I will, however, provide the men a gift due to your assistance here in Shonith. She hands you an empty phial. Collect water from the oasis near the three sister trees and present it to Itershan and Philidel. They will know what to do. After you speak with them, return the dram of water to me, and I will provide you further instructions. Mysterious?
Did Taishun speak to you?
You tell Tereshil that he did, and that he seems very content to fade in the manner of his people. Tereshil sighs. Itershan and I have given you an incomplete picture of the kintai, friends, and for that I apologize. It is only right that I remedy that oversight. If you would learn more of my people, you should seek out silirtas. At this time of day she is often to be found in Atur, where many wrathful spirits linger. Atur is to the northwest of Shonith. And back there again. Let's first go talk to, go get the water from the oasis. Okay, and then let's go hand it to Philidel.
Leave me alone, outsider.
Philidel looks at the dram and nods. Thereshil offers aid of another sort to the men. You did well to earn a measure of trust. She covers the dram with her hand and whispers an imperceptible word. When the time is right, this will aid the men of khud. Itershan. What is this? A gift from Thereshil? He offers a smile. It is an oath. He presses his hands around the dram and whispers a word you cannot hear. I think when the time is right, this will be of great use to the men of khud. Itershan whispers a single word over the phial of oasis water. Alright, let's take this back to Thereshil.
How can I bear this pain?
Tharashil takes the dram of water in her hands and whispers an imperceptible word. The water, blessed and taken from the oasis, is a remnant of the kintai and khud. Present it to Amalibi. She will rebuke us for not aiding her and value the gift less than she should. In time, she will learn its value or pass it to another who will understand. You earned this gift for the men of Kutzagin. You earned our favor. You earned our thanks. If there are more like you in this world, perhaps our time is not yet over. Okay, before I go deliver that, let's pop on over to Jirush. And go do a gift for, no, 11.8. We gotta find Silirtas.
This must be Silirtas, the kintai of whom Tharashil spoke.
Who are you? What are you doing here? This is not a place of safety.
You introduce yourself and tell her that Tharashil asked for you to speak with Arturshan and Silirtas to learn more about their people. Silirtas stares at you coldly. Tharashil is well-meaning, but she is also misguided. She thinks to hasten the process, but I know such a thing cannot be sped along without cost. Aiturshan spoke to you of the fading of the kintai, I assume. He welcomes it. He eagerly awaits the loss of his awareness, the onset of the trohol trance, the cold embrace of the salarshi to grow around him, the prison of his Virath. I know it is expected of me to do the same, but I cannot. I am frightened for these things. Now, know you why I come so often to Eratur? It is because when a Kinta resists fading, and is instead slain in battle, their spirit is loosed upon the world. They become wandering, restless spirits, increasingly wrathful and hostile. I come here to see what awaits me if I do not fade, seeking to convince myself to undergo the process. I have not yet succeeded.
And so I continue to fight the fading to which my people succumb. It is painful, but I have not yet given in to it.
Unless my heart is greatly changed, I cannot imagine myself becoming content to fade in the manner of Aitershun or others among the Kintai. Why do I fight it so? I will show you. The river Usal once flowed through this land, but now only its dry bed remains. Walk within the empty channel west of here, and examine the sand within it. You will come to better understand me. Ooh, this one gives a gold tracery. Okay, here's the water bed. The sand falls through your fingers. This is one of the few places where water still collects, where the river Usal once flowed. Right. Silirtas watches the sand fall from your fingers onto the dry ground.
More than 120 years ago, these lands were green and bountiful.
The banks of the river Ursal were alive with a riot of beautiful vegetation. I understand the folk who dwelt beside it named it the Abundant Kingdom in their language, and I can think of no name more appropriate for the thriving land of my memory. But then Ordak came. With terrible magic, the sorcerers of that empire caused the drying of the river Usal and its most important tributaries. Marshes shrank away to nothing, and the riverlands withered and burned. None of my people know for certain, but I believe the blight that wasted the emerald wood came north with the Urdakai when they used this great dearth, and that is why. Silirtos falls silent in the middle of her thought. Sigurd waits politely for Silirtos to resume her story, but the Kinta remains silent. What happened following the invasion of the Ordakai after the Great Dearth? Sigurd prompts her. Silirtos? Silirtos stares blankly forward, seemingly unaware of your presence. She has found her spot.
What can be done? We cannot leave her here, but neither can we carry her back to Shonith.
Silirtos turns her head to you, apparently aware of you and Sigurd once again.
What? Oh, I must apologize. I hope I did not worry you.
Silirtos shakes her head and looks around at the dry riverbed in which the three of you stand. I told you I fight the fading experienced by my people. On occasion I become untethered from my surroundings, losing my grip upon the material world. It can take the form of a loss of awareness. Think not that I welcome such moments. I fight against them always, keeping my hands and my mind busy with whatever task the kintai of shonith need completed. But it is painful. It would be easy for any other to succumb, to sit down within one of our groves and fade as have so many of my people, but not Silirtos. Why did I bring you to the river Usal? You remind silirtas that she wanted to show you something for her reasons for resisting the fading of the kintai, and that the dry riverbed was somehow a part of it. She nods with understanding. Yes, I remember now. When a kintai enters the trance of Shorthol and is entombed within the Silarshi trees that encompass Voroth, they become bonded to their grove. They remain there through the years, ever watchful but unable to affect the world outside. Can you imagine the frustration of remaining a prisoner for untold centuries while the land you love rots and dies all around you? Can you imagine the sorrow of watching as the river Usal dries up and the great dearth withers the beauty you remember into a dead or dying shadow with you unable to prevent or reverse it? So I choose not to fade, and if that means I must remain ever vigilant and constantly active, then that is what I shall be. I intended to slay lizards or avang to the southwest before I return to Shonith. Let us together defeat them. I appreciate the company, and the two of you are fine listeners. Need one more. Sigurd calls for you to join her among the southern sands. I'm coming, Sigurd. Hold your hat. Sigurd has found the body of a dead man.
I have found the body of a dead man.
Think you this might be Saduk, who disappeared from Galburu?
No, I do not think this dead man is Saduch after all.
Well, guys, that concludes today's adventure. Thanks for watching.